So, there we go. Good morning, everyone. How are we doing? Sorry about that slight malfunction there. Hope everyone's doing well. Hope everyone's ready to make some money. I'm going to look at the charts now. Just give us 1 sec. Obviously, it is CPI day. We have got a big day today. It's already been an hour ago now. We are at New York Open. But an hour ago, we did have CPI. If you just look at the news, you can see it did come out overall than expected. Overall better than expected. That's just from the core CPI. The CPI monthly and year on year was both as forecasted. The only one that wasn't was core CPI, which is bigger than expected, which is good for us. So yeah, how are we all doing, guys? We'll just give it 1 second, make sure everyone who wants to be here is here, and then we will get started. You know the routine by now. We go through the fundamentals, we go through GBP, JPY, what happened yesterday, then we go through my trade ideas for the 3 pairs I trade, and then we go about our day and see what happens. Take the trade, go off stream, see what happens. So yeah, CPI day today. Nothing else really to talk about. We had GDP at 7 a.m, but that was like 8 hours ago now, so it doesn't really matter. But yeah, how is everyone doing? Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, wherever you're from. I hope you're doing well. Don't forget to like up the stream. It's really important. I hate to ask, but it's the YouTube business. I've got to ask. Just if you don't mind, just hit that like button. Whatever. If you're new here, subscribe. Is what it is. If you're new to me, if you've never seen me before, check out the free Discord, which is the first link in the description. But yeah, let's get started, guys. So fundamentally, as I said, just CPI and GDP today. Nothing else to worry about. Those 2 things have now been, so we are pretty much free to trade. The only issue with today specifically, and like CPI and other big news events, is that it does kind of disrupt the markets. Like after it. Good morning, Gary. It does disrupt the markets after it. Like for the next hour or so, for the next half an hour, we're gonna be basically getting the second reaction almost to CPI, because what's happened is CPI has come out an hour before market open, so everyone's like who doesn't have access, who doesn't trade Forex, who trades actual stocks on like the main stuff, the mainstream stuff like eToro, Capital.com, Trading 212, all those things. The people who trade New York session stocks, they're going to be activating all of their orders 5 minutes ago. So we're going to have like a bit of a disruption here. We're basically going to be getting a second reaction to the news. That's what I like to call it anyway. So we just go onto the charts now. You can see what is going on over here. Good morning, Juan. How you doing? Basically on... Oh, sorry. This is on USD JPY. On GBP JPY, you can see what's been going on here. So what we're going to do is we're going to start by looking at the trade I took yesterday, and then we'll go and just work our way forward and see what's happening now. So if we go to around about, I think it was like 2:30 yesterday, we did in fact take a trade, but I can't remember where it was. I think it was here. We took a sell position here. Oh, wrong one. We took a sell position right here, and we targeted somewhere. I think it was like just here, with stops just above here. Something along those lines, give or take a couple pips. So that's what we were in yesterday. Good morning, Jeffrey. How you doing? Yeah. So that's the trade we took yesterday. We basically, there's a bunch of fair value gaps aligning, all that stuff. It ended up winning. That's the short version. We ended up winning the trade, obviously. So we won that trade, and then that was the distribution move. We traded the distribution move, which means we either have an expansion or an accumulation next. It's pretty difficult to say which one you're going to have before it happens. But obviously you can see we did end up accumulating here. Now, we then went straight to distribution around about like through Asian session, really. We distributed through Asian session, which is quite irregular. And then we ended up taking out this external liquidity, right? So if we just go to the 4 hour, we ended up taking this external liquidity. Now, if anyone here was talking to me yesterday about the swing trade that I'm in, you probably know by now, it's all the way up here, down to here. This is where I was looking to manage. Now, we do have a 4 hour bullish here, if you can see that. We have a 4 hour bullish fair value gap here, which we did disrespect and come down to take this liquidity. So if we respect this inversion, which looks like we are doing, we are just going to hold this all the way. My stops are now above here, just above this fair value gap over here, this 4 hour right here. My stops are just above that. So, you know, I'm pretty safe. But that's what's going on. That's the trades I'm in. I've took that trade yesterday at 1. I took this swing trade about a week ago today, and that's winning, playing out. The bias is still bearish. We have took this liquidity. We can get rid of this now, but we have come back to this inverted fair value gap and respected the inversion, which is obviously a bearish sign now. So we are looking to come down to this daily liquidity zone on the daily time frame, down to here. This is the real external liquidity. So we're looking to come down to that, and that's where my take profit is for this trade. So we'll be looking to close the trade there, which means we are still bearish. Until we get to here, we are still bearish. We are targeting liquidity externally, so we are still bearish. Sorry, 1 second. There's an option to straighten up your trend line automatically, Josh. I don't use trend lines. If you mean this, oh yeah, I know what you mean. Yeah, I get you. I don't really care. I'm not using the trend line. Nice one though. It doesn't really matter when it's liquidity, I guess. But yeah, so that's what we're looking for. That gives us the bearish bias for the next few days till whenever we come down to this level here, targeting that liquidity. As I said in the free Discord server, first link in the description. As I said in there, we do need context for the trades. So to give us like that external context, I guess you could call it, we basically are targeting liquidity. We are targeting this liquidity over here, and we're just taking trades as we please, as we see fit. Now, if we move to the 15 off of that, you can see what's going on here. We've come into this fair value gap, formed a candlestick pattern, so you could really take sales right now. The only thing that doesn't really align with that idea is AMD itself. So we went accumulation, distribution straight away. Then we had the expansion phase, which is also a reversal. Could also be a reversal. In this case, it was. We reversed back to the 4 hour inverted fair value gap and somewhat trying to respect it now. So we are expecting an accumulation next. So I'm not going to be taking any trades on GJ today because we are expecting accumulation and it's CPI day, you know, and I'm up. There's multiple reasons not to take a trade today, and I'm more than happy to just sit this one out. So we got every confluence for a bearish trade except AMD itself, and that's obviously like, you know, the main part of my strategy. So we have to listen to that. We cannot take a sell position against AMD. We've got to trust the process and trust that, you know, we are going to accumulate. So we move on to Bitcoin. Again, Bitcoin's a bit of a messy one. What did I say about Bitcoin yesterday? You know, pretty textbook, I guess you could call it. I think if we go to the half hour or the hourly. No, but we basically accumulated, manipulated down into this fair value gap right here. We did mess around a little tiny bit, as you can see, and then we did distribute to the upside, taking out this external liquidity over here. We took that out, and then obviously we've come back down. So, you know, I called that move yesterday. That was right. I think maybe you might have wanted to listen to this fair value gap instead, rather than that one. But other than that, it was spot on. Grade A setup. I would have took this trade. I don't know why I didn't. I think I might have missed it, or I was waiting for a candlestick pattern. And then when we got this, I didn't like how it's come back down to it twice, so I stuck out of that one. Then we accumulated straight after distributing, as you can see. If we just draw that out, accumulation, and then we we distributed straight away here. And that might be because we took liquidity. So because we'd already took liquidity, we were getting an influx of volume from Asian session. For some reason, we distributed in Asian on Bitcoin and gold. And GJ. We'll check gold in a minute, but we took external liquidity, which gives us that story. We've got that context there. So we could have technically predicted this distribution move without manipulation, the accumulation without manipulation, AMD without manipulation. We could have predicted that by using the context on the higher time frame. So if you go to the high time frames, we'll do that now. You can see that there was external liquidity here, and also up here. It might probably just be on the 1 hour. Yeah, it's right here. As you can see, we took the external liquidity here, and there's internal up here. We took both of those things, then consolidated. So because we've took the liquidity, we took buy side, we're supposed to have some form of bearish reaction to that. So you kind of could have predicted it, I guess. You could have had an idea of what was going to happen. But that's what's going on there. If we go to the 15, again, you can see we basically just accumulated since then. But it's a bit of a weird one because, it kind of is to the upside almost. But we can call that our accumulation. And then, again, we just trade based on what side manipulation is. So if we manipulate to the upside, we'd look to take out liquidity or come to a fair value gap, form a bearish candlestick pattern, and then take a sell position with the distribution move. So we are accumulating as of now on Bitcoin, which means we are due to manipulate, and it's basically impossible to say what my trade ideas would be until we've manipulated. So we've got to wait for a manipulation, but the general rule of thumb is if we manipulate to the upside, we distribute to the downside, and vice versa. So you can pretty much work that one out for yourself. Basically, what you want to do is just look for some fair value gaps on either side, wait for price to manipulate into one of them, form a candlestick pattern, take that entry, boom. Pair it with the volume time, and you've got a 90% win rate there. So on gold, we are waiting for a manipulation. On Bitcoin, we are waiting for a manipulation. On gold, pretty much the same thing, I guess you could call it. We have an accumulation right here leading up to news, and then news, pretty clear when news is released. Then we had that distribution. So what we're looking at next is obviously an accumulation again. Pretty boring stream. But there's not really much going on here today, guys. If we go to yesterday, though, I like this. If we go to yesterday, I was talking about AD. So basically, accumulation, distribution, or you could call it where we manipulate and distribute on the same side. I used to refer to it as that when I started teaching, but I figured it makes more sense to teach people the right way rather than the simple way, even if they both mean the same thing. So we have our accumulation and then distribution. Simple as. We did have equal highs here, so I was expecting price to come back up and take that. That's why I was expecting an accumulation distribution move rather than AMD itself. Then we had an accumulation straight after that distribution move. If we just drag that back over, wrong one. If we just drag that over here, we had our accumulation, then our distribution to the downside, down to this area over here, and then we are expecting an accumulation move now. So that's what's going on. And as I said, same thing with gold. We can't really say our ideas until we've manipulated. So if you want to trade gold, if you want to have if you want to take a trade, if you're looking for a trade on gold and you want to trade this, what you'd want to do is basically look for a high time frame fair value gap on whatever side you want, both sides really. Wait for price to manipulate into one of them, and then take that sell or buy position once we've formed a candlestick pattern that fits with your trade idea. Simple as. But as I said, you can't wait. You can't just call out these moves until we've manipulated really. Unless you're expecting accumulation distribution. But yeah, that's what we're seeing today, guys. It is a pretty slow day because of news. This is only we've only been streaming for 15 minutes. You know what I mean? But there's no trades, no trading opportunities. I've took trades. I don't think I've took any today. I haven't took any today. I took a couple yesterday. I'm well more than up for this quarter, to be honest. I'm up quite a lot. So I'm not going to be forcing any trades here today. I'm not going to be going 5 minute looking for a quick scalp. I'm not doing any of that stupid shit because I don't need to. I'm up. There's no reason for me to try and make more profits when there's nothing here suggesting we can actually catch any winning trades. But yeah, that's pretty much it, guys. I've got nothing else to say. We've got to just wait for that manipulation to happen. I know it's a pretty short stream. It's probably something to do with CPI. It makes sense. But, the routine stuff, we're accumulating. on GJ, we wait for the accumulation. We haven't even got the accumulation yet, so we're well off even being able to take any trades on GJ. On Bitcoin, we're looking for a manipulation move. We've got to wait for price to manipulate, and then once we've manipulated, we can discuss actually taking a trade. And on gold is pretty much the same thing as well. We've got to wait for that manipulation before we can discuss taking any sort of trading opportunities. And, you know, we've just had CPI. I'm up for the week. I don't really need to trade. Do you know what I mean? I don't really need to. So I'm going to leave it here, guys. I know it's been a pretty short stream, and I know my streams are pretty short. I think I might just start talking slower, or I'll have a look at USD JPY now, yeah. But I think I need to talk slower. I need more things to talk about, but I think I'm pretty good, you know, because I'm straight to the point. I like to say, I'm not messing around here. I go straight to the point, exactly what I'm saying, and then that's it. Once we're in a trade, we'll have a look at USD JPY now. Lawrence. Yeah, 80% waiting, 20% trading. That's facts. Right, okay, what's this purple line for? I don't remember putting this here. Is this a different broker than last time? What one did we look at yesterday? Come on. Okay, that's what we looked at yesterday, I think. Yeah, it is. Okay. So what did I say was going to happen yesterday? So I said that if we started respecting this, we would continue up, but we completely reversed. We had basically AD. If you go to a lower time frame, I just want to see if I would have took a trade here. Yeah, that probably would have took a loss here, to be honest with you guys. If I'm being totally honest, I probably would have took an entry. I don't know why. Why are they back to front now? I just keep clicking the wrong ones all the time. I'd have took a buy entry here. I'm not going to lie. With that candlestick pattern, would have been perfect. Check the fundamentals, though. Got to check for red folder. Yeah, I would have took that trade. I don't know why it didn't play out. Guess it's just, you know, roll the dice. You know, 80% win rate, 20% loss. So it makes sense, but I don't know why it didn't play out. I guess it literally is just that roll the dice thing. It's the probability playing out, isn't it? Trying to look for confluences that suggested we were bearish, but there isn't any. I think it literally is just I think it literally is just probability playing out here, Lawrence. Yeah, it'll come with time. It will just come with time. If you just, you know, do the same thing every day, focus on improving, you'll get there with enough time. But Lawrence, I don't know why I called you Terrence. Lawrence, sorry. Sorry about that. I think you were actually taking that trade, weren't you? So that's unfortunate. We did have a consolidation right here, an accumulation range. Then we had a straight to distribution again on USD JPY. Okay. That's a regular. 2 ADs back to front. Or back to back, sorry. Then we have the expansion phase as well. So again, we are just looking at an accumulation here. I think the anticipation of CPI has kind of threw us all over the place a little bit, because we have moved through Asian session. We moved through Asian session on gold, Bitcoin, GJ, and USD JPY. And I think that's come from the anticipation of CPI in Japan, if that makes sense. So in Japan, we've been anticipating CPI, and that's why we've been moving in Asian session. That's why we're looking at an expansion phase in the middle of New York session. So again, we're looking to accumulate. It's pretty much like a zero trade day today, guys. We're looking to accumulate again. And I don't need to look at anything else because I wouldn't be taking a trade unless AMD suggests that trade. So, yeah, Lawrence, we're looking to accumulate again. It's the same thing on all 4 of the pairs I've looked at today. GJ, we're waiting to accumulate. Bitcoin, we're accumulating, waiting to manipulate. On gold, we're waiting to accumulate. On USD JPY, we're waiting to accumulate. So we just got to let this play out. There isn't really much in this today. Is what it is. Yeah, so we can go about our day now, guys. We don't really need to do anything else. If you're trying to, if you really, really, really want to take a trade today, like you need to take a trade, go and do some back testing. Go and review your journal, or go and do something else. There's other things you can do other than actually trading. As Gary even just said, it's 80% of the time you're just waiting, 20% of the time you're actually trading. So if you're looking to force trades, first of all, there's nothing here, so don't try and force any trades. You're probably going to lose. Second of all, if you feel like you're going to force some trades, just go and do some back testing. Go and review your trading journal. Go and just see how that trade would have played out. Don't actually take the trade. Just just put that buy position tool up here and just see how it would have played out. And if you lose, you'd be very happy. And if you win, you'd be happy as well because your strategy's working. Just got funded by prof. Not true. Yeah, that's the way. Just sit it out when there's nothing here. And that's what we're doing today, guys. CPI has messed us up a little bit, as I explained, with the anticipation for Asian session, giving us this expansion in New York. So yeah, we are just going to sit this one out. I'm going to go about my day. I'm going to go do some back testing even. I might even review my journal. I don't think I will. I can't really be bothered. But I probably will do some back testing. That's what I'm going to do. Not for the rest of my day, but for some of it. We're going to wait for some trading opportunity to occur. We're going to wait for manipulation to occur. Then when we manipulate, I'll update you in the free Discord. But other than that, guys, I am done here. If you've enjoyed this stream, don't forget to like all the YouTube business. If you're new here, subscribe, like the stream, blah, 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 blah. The main thing, join the free Discord, which is the first link in the description. That's where I share my analysis, share my trades, and other people share their analysis and their trades revolving around this strategy. So yeah, that's it, guys. Thanks for tuning in. Have a lovely rest of your day, and I will see you tomorrow at the same time. No problem.